Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another episode of the House of Moody Vintage podcast. Welcome back. Hope you've had a good weekend. The past weekend, it's fantastic. I had a good weekend. I think. I don't know. This time around, listen, we've got a couple things to talk about. Some good stuff. Great stuff. Great content. That is. That I consumed over the weekend, for the most part. From Saturday, Sunday, and whatnot. We're going to talk about Stranger Things. We're going to talk about Stranger Things. We're going to talk about Gun Maverick. Oh, we talking about Gun Maverick. Fam, we talking about Top Gun. Anyways, Stranger Things, and a few other things that are happening right now. And weekend was good. Again, if you've seen, listen, by now you should know what the hell I was doing over the weekend. I'm probably at some, I don't know. Listen, I went to Sing again. I'm getting tired. Listen, I'm getting tired, not tired of the place, but I'm trying to understand. I'm understanding finally what my friends have been talking about. It's a good place to go once in a while, but then you realize it's like a temporary fix. Yes, the club is filled with ridiculously attractive women. That's not the point. That's not why I went there. I went there to enjoy the music because, one of my favorite DJs was playing. Ridwan again was doing his thing. So shout out to him doing his thing and, with his crew. So, dude, yeah, the music is great. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Not under the influence of anything, okay, maybe a few drinks, but apart from that, I was dancing. It was fantastic. It was great. But guess what? Guess what I ended up doing? I was babysitting. Basically everyone. I'm not gonna name any names, but I was babysitting. And from that, my friends have now have come to the conclusion that I would make a great father. Oh my God, Minnie. You're so caring. You're such a dad. I love it. If you had kids, you'd be a great father. I'm like, thanks, bitch. I ain't trying to babysit though right now. I'm not a father. I'm not married. I got no kids. I got no baby mama. But thank you for that compliment. But I'm not trying to fucking babysit nobody. I'm here to dance. Listen to the music, and that's what I did for the beginning, like the first part of Saturday night. Okay. I really didn't want to go, man. I didn't want to go, but a couple of my other friends, and they were just pleading, and they were sort of a little bit of, I don't know, I guess you would call it emotional blackmail, you sons of bitches, and I'm a sucker for that. Anyways, but I did follow through in the sense that I told them I'm not gonna go hard tonight. I'm not going hard tonight. That's not happening tonight, because this weekend I just wanted to, just chill. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter if you go hard or not, because someone responsible like me ended up, babysitting these little monsters who had a great time. Okay, until 6 a.m. I didn't go home until 6 a.m. because I was watching these fools, man. Drunk ass fools, man. Listen, it's the weekend. I'm not gonna poo poo on their parade. They're having fun or whatever. But that's all, man. I just wanted to dance, and I did. And you know what? Something always happens at the club, right? Something always happens. Every time I go to the club, something happens. This time it was not that positive, because as I was dancing, and as usual, I'm in the front. This time, my crew, the usual suspects, were not there with me. They were there for like 5 seconds, and then they bounced. Okay? And I didn't realize it until later, and then I kind of agree with them now. There is only so much you can do at Sing Sing, like dancing-wise, because the dance floor is stupid small, and it's fucking crowded. It's always fucking crowded. Upstairs, downstairs, don't matter. It's always crowded, right? And so it comes to a certain point where, you run out of space, and you see it gets weird. It gets weird, and let me tell you what happened. Okay, Nothing too drastic or crazy, but I was doing fine for the first hour. And you know me, I'm always in the front. I was carrying the torch that night because everybody else was fucking bouncing on where the fuck they went. Well, actually, they went next door, but which I ended up, meeting up with later. But I'm dancing. I'm having a great time, in front of the DJ and everything. Some familiar faces as well. And we're dancing in the front, chilling. And then, it gets to a point where it gets crowded. And it gets to a point where there's dumbass, stupid-ass, junk-ass people who have no sense of surrounding. And this one girl spilled her drink on me, fam. She spilled her drink on me. I was not a happy camper. Because that totally ruins your flow, man. That totally ruins the energy. Because I'm there, I'm dancing, I'm chilling. And just a good time, just going with the flow, embracing the music, the atmosphere. And this girl just, man, oh my God, it got stupid. It got really stupid. And then, and she was apologetic. It wasn't like, like dumb intentional or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, whatever, man. I was like, God damn it. No, I'm just dancing all, begrudgingly, So that was one thing. Then, of course, it's quite common, and a lot of people will probably have already seen this or whatever. There was this creepy ass white dude. He's probably in his like mid-20s. He looked like he's 40, but you can kind of tell. Okay, he's dumb. He's probably in his early 20s. It's one of those like young people that look old. That kind of thing. I don't know the feeling because I always look young. So this guy was drunk off his ass. Okay, and he's trying to basically trying to grind on random ass girls. And them girls don't want that shit. And I'm looking over, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is killing the vibe right now. It's stupid. It's so dumb. And I'm like, oh man, I want to get, but also from from my peripherals, as I'm dancing, I'm just checking if, everything is cool, or maybe he doesn't take it a little too far and then things get a little crazy up there. You know what I mean? So I had that on my mind. I was like, fuck this, man. This is crazy. Right? Fortunately, homeboy bounced. And weirdly enough, he and I bounced at the same time, and I was trying to get out, and he's like shoving and pushing his way through the crowd. I'm like, what the fuck is you doing, man? Ah, man, that dude killed my vibe, man. He just killed it, bro. Just trying to grind up on chicks, and chicks was like they weren't having it, because some of them were out their minds, if you know what I'm saying. But it didn't last long, because fortunately. They realized, what are you doing? Like, bye, backed off, get the hell out of here. Anyways, ruined my damn vibes. I was like, and then soon enough, one of my friends called me and pick up the phone, and I'm like, where you guys at? We're next door, whatnot. So I was like, all right, fine. Might as well just get off. I had my fun. Go over to next door, have a couple drinks, whatever. At the bar, whatever, and chilling. And then later on, well, I'm not going to get into details, but, I ended up babysitting everybody. Let me just put it that way. 6 a.m. I got home. It's Sunday. I have work to do, by the way. I had a lot of work to catch up on. But, I'm responsible but irresponsible. You get what I'm saying? And so I got probably maybe 5 hours of sleep. I'm not even sure. It was a blur. But I thought I thought I could have the energy. I did a little bit of work, not much. It was I basically didn't get anything done. Anyways, so fortunately there was the weekdays, and I'm like, switch on the, get on the work mode, and that's exactly what I did. So thank goodness for that. So yeah, that was the goddamn weekend, man. But fortunately, I did not go hard, and I did not feel like shit the next morning. So yeah, all good times. But I wish I wasn't babysitting these grown ass people. You know what I mean? Also good food though, great food. I had a fantastic. Listen, when it comes to food, I ain't got no problems with food. I haven't had a problem with food in a very, very long time. So I'm gonna bless up on that. Thank the universe for doing that for me. Thank you very much. Anyway, so but before going to the club and all that stuff, again, like I said, I did not want to go hard, because on that same day, Earlier in the, well, it was in the evening. It was like late afternoon. It was a 4 p.m. show. IMAX, of course. Watched Top Gun, a Maverick. Okay, Tom Cruise. It's not even like Tom Cruise is back. He ain't never left. He is still the king of blockbusters. You understand? I get it. There's The Rock and all that stuff. The Rock is like he's the guy that head honcho now doing all that blockbuster shit. And there's a couple of others. Usually when it comes to blockbusters, and back in the day, especially in the 90s, it was there's a handful of actors who did this shit. It's not like that anymore, right? Now it's more about directors. It's more about production level. What studio's gonna come out with what franchise? It's all about franchises. So I mean, Tom Cruise himself has his own franchise. You got Mission Impossible. But we'll get to that later. But it's so amazing to see this sequel, Top Gun Maverick, do so well in the box office, right? I just recently shared the numbers, and it is Tom Cruise's biggest opening weekend. It was like over 100 million in the box office, and in the global numbers, I believe it was. Hold on, let me just pull this up real quick. And the global numbers was 248 million. 248 million. That's what Tom Cruise is doing at 59. He's 59 years old, people. 59. And he's doing Mission Impossible. I know you saw the damn trailer. Which, by the way, was it was a stroke of genius for them to drop the trailer right before. Which is also, Paramount doing their thing. And Paramount's over the moon with this because, I mean, because Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise is all they really have, right? I mean, yeah, there's Paramount Plus and they have some couple of good shows, but they're not as big as the other studios. But they got Tom Cruise, They got Mission Impossible Paramount? Yeah. I think we gotta confirm that. But then there's Top Gun, right? So it's just an awesome feat, and it's amazing because I've been a Tom Cruise fan since the beginning, since day one, from fucking Taps. Taps, Risky Business, and then so on and so on. I am such a huge Tom Cruise fan. I've already mentioned this, but I have all of his DVDs, well, up until a certain point, because, where physical media got, it's different now, right? Everything's digital and streaming and all this stuff. So, I mean, I couldn't bring those with me. I'm in Bangkok now. The rest are, back in Dhaka, all my DVDs, all my Tom Cruise movies that I went to. I would go to Best Buy, right? This is back in the early 2000s. I would go to Best Buy and get I just make sure I would have all my Tom Cruise movies. I would have all of them, all the DVDs, and I took them and I brought them back to when we moved back to Dhaka. I brought all my goddamn Tom Cruise movies with me. All my DVDs, not all my DVDs, but the ones that I had bought and were very close to my heart. So Tom Cruise, obviously I'm going to have it. So seeing Tom Cruise playing the role of, Captain Pete Mitchell again, and the first one, of course, was in 1986. I was 1 year old when the first Top Gun came out. Can you imagine? Okay, so we're talking about, nearly 4 decades of Tom Cruise doing his shit, doing his thing, It's 99% on Rotten Tomatoes for the audience score, 96% in the for the reviews, for the critic reviews. So you don't have to take my word for it, and you don't have to be like, well, he's biased because he's a Tom Cruise fan. I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan. He's my favorite actor of all time. I mean, is he the greatest actor of all time? No, of course. There's people like Daniel Day-Lewis and things like that, but. To me, Tom Cruise was like the full package, and he has been nominated. I think it was nominated for an Oscar. I think it was the Born on the 4th of July. I think that's the movie, if I'm saying that correctly. And Magnolia. I think he got a nomination for that. I don't know. Someone might have to correct me on that. But anyways, so he's the full package. Tom Cruise is he's a great actor. An awesome action star, he is that movie star. He is everything you would want in a movie star. A guy who can, put on a performance to where he's getting nominated by the Academy Awards, and of course, putting on just pure entertainment, something that he has brought to cinema that I don't think any other actor has, past, present, future, straight up. Like, that I don't think that's a lie, Anyway, so yeah, you don't have to take my word for it, right? The reviews are out there. It truly is, and I've already mentioned this on Instagram, but it is incredibly well balanced film. It is so fucking well executed, and you would already expect that from the cast, not just Tom Cruise, but the cast. But Joseph Kosinski, the director, did a great fucking job, and I'm pretty damn sure. They worked. It was a sort of a collaborative effort, right? You had Tom Cruise's expertise, and he has worked with Kosinski before, but it was. I think it's just an overall collaborative, well executed film. It's incredibly well balanced, and whether it's Tom Cruise, whether it's the timeless Jennifer Connelly, which another person who I think is a vampire. God damn, that woman's beautiful. Miles Teller, who is a great fucking actor. I don't think he's in a weird place where it's not like he's not underrated, but like you're very aware of Miles Teller's skills as an actor, which is fantastic, but I don't think he gets enough credit. I don't think he gets enough flowers, so to speak, right? For his craft, for what he does. He's a damn good actor, Miles Teller. And I think I thought he was fantastic to play, Goose's son. His name is Lieutenant Bradley Bradshaw, call sign Rooster, you know what I mean? Val Kilmer, of course, which it was just really sad to see Val Kilmer the way, he is now. Unfortunately he had that illness and he fought through it, thank goodness. But I thought they did his parts justice. His oh man, God, now that I think of it, even the writing, I think the script was fantastic. The script is fantastic for Top Gun Maverick. I don't think it would have panned out the way it panned out. And I love it. And I love it more now because of that. You know what I mean? Because the way they just handle characters, the way they balance the nostalgia, of course it opens up with, the Top Gun theme Danger Zone, which was fucking awesome. I got the chills. I wanted to scream. I was screaming it inside, I was like, oh shit, it's Top Gun, it's Tom Cruise. We back in the 80s, it's Top Gun now. But yeah, just, Miles Teller, Jennifer Connelly, Val Kilmer, who, he had a short role, but quite significant, which was, again, fantastic. And, of course, then you had John Hamm, who played an Admiral Bo Simpson, call sign Cyclone, and the new kids on the block. There were, some of them new kids, some of them familiar faces, like Glenn Powell, who I thought it was great. He was a combination, and I'm so glad because I was listening to or watching the movie reviews for this, and Christian Harloff said something that I just spot on, bang on, is that Glenn Powell's character, Lieutenant Jake Sorensen, also known call sign Hangman, I was thinking it, but I didn't say it until Christian Harloff brought it up on one of the movie review. He said that he's a combination of Iceman and Maverick, and I was like, yes. He's so fucking spot on. That's what I was thinking. I was like, dude, he's got a little bit of Maverick. He's got a little bit of Iceman. Iceman is Val Kilmer, of course. If you watch the original Top Gun, the '86 Top Gun, you know what I'm talking about. But he sort of embodies the same characteristics, and I thought it was like, that's fucking awesome. You couldn't make another sequel if there was to be another sequel for Top Gun with Glenn Powell. Like he could play this, this wonderful blend of Val Kilmer's Iceman and Tom Cruise's Maverick, and he's got a perfect blend in that. I thought it was awesome, the way they build these characters in the film, and he was like, I think it's a perfect example of that. And Monica Barber, who played Phoenix, Natasha, she plays Lieutenant Natasha Trace. I said Natasha like like you're supposed to say Natasha, not Natasha. Monica Barbara, I think she was fantastic. Great attitude. And man, the characters were just so damn well written. It was fantastic. And so it really, again, it's a collaborative effort. It's everyone who's involved in this film did a great fucking job. And I loved it. There was the right amount of romance, the right amount of levity, comedic moments where it was appropriate. It wasn't cringy or anything like that. Again, the nostalgia was awesome. It wasn't, beaten over your head, or they didn't rely on nostalgia alone, which a lot of films do when they, do a sequel, or years down the line, decades down the line, they do another film based on the original. And, it's not the same because it's just, it's too much nostalgia in it, AKA the recent Star Wars trilogy, but we're not going to go there. I mean, that's a whole different fucking discussion. It's not just about nostalgia. Anyways, so yeah, Top Gun Maverick was just amazing. It's the best film I've seen all year. That may not last because great films are coming out soon. Thor, Love and Thunder is coming out pretty damn soon, right around the corner. So can't wait for that. So if you haven't seen it yet, please go see Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. Best movie I've seen in a very, very, very long time. I fucking love this movie. Great movie. And I basically reviewed it without telling you the plot. So, there's no spoilers here. So also that brings my attention to, not Stranger Things. I'll get to Stranger Things just in a bit. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Okay. Obi-Wan. Right? Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus. First episode was great. It was very cinematic. It was like watching a movie. Second episode wasn't as good, as in great, but it was good. It was good. So I'm not gonna hate on that because I think it was fantastic. The first two episodes, because they showed the first two episodes, but the first episode was very much cinematic. It was very dramatic, which I love that approach to it. The second, I just wish it had the same sort of energy vibe, but unfortunately, they weren't able to. I mean, I'm pretty sure you get it fleshed out. Obviously, it's a mini series. There's 4 episodes left, right? So we'll see how this extended movie comes out to be, and we'll discuss it even more further. But just for now, because there's a lot of spoiler stuffs out there, so I'm not going to say anything about that. Episode 1 was great. Episode 2 was okay. It was good. It was good. Not okay. It was good. It was good. It could have been better. That's what I'm saying. But we can dissect that further once the series is over, because I think the following episodes are going to do it justice. So I'm confident about that. So now we get on to Stranger Things. Right, it's the final season of Stranger Things, and I'm gonna be straight up. This might be bold, maybe because I haven't seen it in a while or whatever, but this season I think is the best. I know it's only the first half. of the final season of the series, of the show, but the first 7 episodes were fucking amazing. And we don't need to talk about the cast. The cast is awesome. We got a couple of new characters, which is pretty cool. I think pretty cool additions. And we already know the cast is just great. But the way it's directed now, the way it's, I don't know. I just feel this is much more cinematic. It felt like, even if it was only 7 episodes, it's the first, volume 1 or whatever, the final season. It felt like I was watching a movie, like a movie, like in theaters. I mean, you could probably say that for the other seasons, but this, even though it's a TV show, this was probably closer to a blockbuster film type of, filmmaking when it comes to directing, when it comes to editing, when it comes to just the overall sort of, I don't know, there's a lot of gravitas. You know what I mean? In it, if I may use that word incorrectly. There is a lot of gravitas for some reason. I don't know why. It stands out from the rest of the, maybe because the actors they're grown now. They're much older now. There is maturity there, and maybe their performances has just aged like fine wine, so to speak. And it's great that way. It's fantastic that way because they know their characters a lot more now. So they've sort of grown with them. And, when they did start, they were, they were kids, like little kids, now they're in high school or whatever. They've gotten older and, they understand their characters much more. So they deliver the performance in a much, there's just in a more sophisticated way, right? In a more sophisticated way, because a lot of it, there's a lot of nuance in it. And even with a certain antagonist that, reveals itself, even with that, it didn't bother me. Because usually when you throw something out of the blue or out of the sort of left field, you're like, where the fuck does this guy come from? Or where the fuck does this girl come from, Well, this one didn't feel like it. Because the story is written so well to where the pace, you know what? That's what it was. I think it was the pace. They didn't sort of, it's very much like that nostalgia thing where they didn't beat you over the head over it. They just had this really, really subtle pace, very well balanced. And it came out the way it came out. And so when the character reveals itself, I'm trying to not do any spoilers here. Then you realize like, oh yeah, now it makes sense. Everything's unfolding now, right? It's the final season. Everything is unfolding. You see where it all began and all this stuff, the origin of all this shit. And I don't know. I'm thinking to myself, if this wasn't as good as the way it panned out, or as good as the way they made it, it might not have worked. But for some reason, this works. When you guys, I'm pretty sure everyone's already freaking binged the first 7 episodes, so I may not be spoiling anything. But just in case, if some people are here who haven't seen the latest episodes, I don't want to spoil it for them. But if you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The character that reveals itself, because that character, even though it's been there since the beginning of the series, but then it hasn't. You get what I'm saying? Like how do I say this without like, okay, there's the monster self and then there's the humanoid version of the self, right? So when we see the humanoid version of the self, we haven't seen that version of this character in previous seasons, right? So when this thing comes up, this humanoid version of this monster, or whatever you want to call it now, whatever the form it has taken now, evolved into, it's not like a surprise, because it's always been there. But this character doesn't show face in previous seasons. It's just completely hidden. We just see this thing as this is huge, sort of monstrous, larger than life, ultra dimensional demon sort of kind of thing that comes out and that's been haunting Hawkins since the beginning, since the conception of the show, being introduced to 11 and everything like that. Millie Bobby Brown, which by the way, she's just, flawless. She's still doing her thing, and so is pretty much everyone else. Finn Wolfhard and David Harbour, of course. I think it was. I think there's David Harbour in this. Of course, as Jim Hopper, in this these 7 episodes in the final season, different level badass, and God bless that man. I think it's fantastic. You guys know what I'm talking about, why he's so badass. And yeah, so and everyone else, again, I think you expect that from them, and they've delivered, more importantly. So I'm really, really excited to see the second half of, Volume 2 of Stranger Things, the final episodes of the show. Looking forward to it. I thought it was great. I wasn't able to binge it like everyone else did in one day, because I got shit to do. Thank you very much. I have a life, okay? Like babysitting people over the fucking club. All I wanted to do was dance, man. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me on this episode. Perfect timing, good timing. I think it's perfect timing this time around. Talked to everyone I talked about, and hopefully in a concise manner. Hopefully in a hope I said enough in the right frame of the length that I wanted to. It's about 30 minutes. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So there you go, guys. That is episode 14. Wow, man, 14 episodes. Every episode I do, like 14. Next week's going to be 15. every episode, I'm just going to be like, wow, man, can't believe I've done this many episodes, that many episodes. It's stupid. I know it's stupid. It's silly. But no. It's not stupid. It's silly. I'm going to be proud of myself. I got to listen to my friends. They've been very hard on me and call me a dumbass. Give yourself some more credit. So, yes, I am slowly learning to do that, give myself some more credit and not really, I don't really worry too much about the future or the past, but lately I've been thinking about like what ifs, and I wouldn't necessarily call it an imposter syndrome, but there's some moments when you doubt yourself, right? It's natural. Everyone goes through that. But for me, it's very, very, very rare. But lately, it's just been hitting really, really hard. So for me, it's just very difficult for me to overcome that, and I'm trying to overcome that. I'm trying to do my best to overcome that, and learning to give myself a lot more credit and be more kind to myself, and just embrace it. Take it one day at a time, like usual. The advice that I give to fucking people, I don't take for myself. Taking it one day at a time, and just embracing the moment, because whatever comes, man. I know that I can take care of right now and do my best while doing it, whatever it is that I'm doing, right? Everything else is out of my control. And I've always sort of had that mentality, and for some reason recently it's just I've got sidetracked, or just been off the my course or path, so to speak, and I'm sort of slowly working my way back into it, and be more kind to myself, because I worked for it, so I deserve it. God damn it. And I hope you guys have that attitude as well. I really do. And hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I hope you guys have a good week, and a hopefully even better weekend to follow it. We're into June, ladies and gentlemen. We're into June. First half of the year is pretty much almost over. So I hope you've had a good 2022. And let's see where the second half goes into. We still have one more month, in the first half. So let's see how that goes. Thank you for joining me here on the podcast. Thank you again for your support. Again, incredibly just I appreciate it. Very grateful. Until next time, next episode. Episode 15, by the way. Yay, excited. Until then, take care. See ya. Peace, I'm out.